While this, like 2008 turmoil happened, and you had your own challenges with Kingfisher, but there were good things in your life which were happening as well.
Hmm.
One of them being sports. So you bought IPL team, RCB, Royal Challengers Bangalore. How did that happen? When did this idea come to you? Were you approached? You approached? What was it? Tell me everything about it.
Well, I think I've already explained to you the concept behind building a personality for a brand,
Hmm.
about communicating um, marketing uh, ethos via sporting events, via music events, um, and various other forms that would be attractive to youngsters. I just acquired Shawless, and one of the biggest brands that I acquired was Royal Challenge whiskey. And I was thinking of ways and means of now taking Royal Challenge whiskey to the next level,
Hmm.
which required a lot of marketing, innovation, thinking. And at the time the IPL was conceived, I was actually sitting on the BCCI committee as a representative of the Karnataka State Cricket Association. And I was very impressed with the pitch that Lalit Modi made to the BCCI committee about this league.
Hmm.
And of course, he was working through um, jumping through the hoops. BCCI was quite bureaucratic at that time. But nevertheless, he called me one day and said, "Okay, fine, we're ready to go. Teams are going to be auctioned. Are you going to buy?" And I thought to myself, I said, wow, in a country where cricket is a religion, what better platform can I have to promote my brands than through an IPL franchise? And I got greedy. I
Hmm.
wanted one for Kingfisher
Hmm.
and one for Royal Challenge, my whiskey brand.
Okay.
He said, no, you cannot possibly have two. You can only have one. Anyway, bidding time came, and I think I was pretty excited about having an IPL team to promote one of my brands.
Hmm.
And so I bid for three franchises.
Okay.
I lost Mumbai by a very small amount of money, but then that's not surprising that Ambani's got it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wound up being the highest bidder for three,
Hmm.
and I had to choose one. So I obviously chose Bangalore. And it then was natural that it would be Royal Challengers Bangalore because the whiskey was Royal
Yeah.
Challenge. And that's how RCB was born.
But it was not a business. It was not for the love of cricket. It was more like a business decision that it will help my brands. Or was it both?
This is it. The media narrative will be, well, vanity project. Vijay Mallya loves cricket. He wanted to buy his own team.
Yeah.
Flamboyance. The usual narrative about me. But the sole purpose always was promotion of the Royal Challenge whiskey brand. So it was very much business driven. And that's why it was called Royal Challengers.
But did it help after
Oh,
that? The
massively,
whiskey sales went up?
massively, massively. And of course, I mean, quite apart from it doing its job to promote the whiskey brand, the IPL franchise model itself, as explained in great detail by Lalit, and which is true now, is that the revenues, the media revenues are so high, the payment of the franchise fee over 10 years is over. So now there's a significant net profit for every franchisee. It's like a very profitable running independent business. So, so much so for it being a vanity project.
How much did you buy it for?
I think $112 million is what I bid.
And that time it would be like six, 700 crores or more than that.
Yeah, I think, but Lalit was clever. Everything was denominated in dollars. The bid price was.
Okay.
So I think 112 million, which of course people balked at that time. But in hindsight, if you look at it and do the math, it was a top class investment. I mean, look at what the teams are worth today.
Yeah.
I mean, they're worth $1 billion. So
One thing which was exciting in your pitch, in your bid for RCB, was Virat Kohli.
I
Virat
picked
Kohli,
Virat.
under 19,
Yeah.
you bid for him.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong, you got it for like 20 lakhs something.
Correct.
Why did you pick Virat at such a young age?
Well, obviously there were the young cricketers, and it was draw by lots,
Hmm.
right? And finally, I got lucky, so I got to pick, and I immediately went for Virat. I mean, I looked just, I think, shortly before the actual um, selection process. They were playing the under 19 World Cup, and I was very impressed.
Hmm.
And so I picked him, and it's wonderful. 18 years later, he's still there.
So with just his performance, or were
No,
you able to see
absolutely.
something?
Yeah, he was a young kid at that time when I got him, but full of energy, great talent, and one of the greatest Indian cricketers ever.
If you had a choice to pick 2 or 3 players from other teams for RCB today, who would you pick?
If dreams could come true, Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah.
If dreams could come true, Surya Kumar Yadav, Rishabh Pant,
Hmm.
and KL Rahul. If I had these four, I wouldn't need anybody else, and definitely win the trophy.
And do you think this year, even when you don't have these four, you would
The RCB
win the
lineup.
trophy this year?
The RCB lineup is pretty balanced.
Hmm.
Top class batting lineup, a much improved bowling lineup. I haven't seen Bhuvneshwar Kumar play in RCB colours yet, but he's a top class bowler. But as a unit, I can say it's a pretty balanced unit, and now it all depends on-field performance.
This year the captain, Rajat, he's from my city. He's from my neighborhood.
Oh,
like he was literally like 2 houses away from my house. Rajat Patidar. So this year, even though I support Mumbai, but this year I'm still voting for RCB.
okay.
And I'm like, okay, let Rajat win the trophy. Okay, but it occurs to me that RCB never winning the cup has actually worked in the RCB favor. Do you think so?
In what way?
In cult following.
No,
like,
no.
Even though you guys have, like, the RCB has never won.
You see, that is because the day RCB was conceived.
Hmm.
We have had a comprehensive program of fan engagement.
Okay.
Right? We've had event. I mean, the IPL window is 2 months.
Hmm.
But we have had activation programs stretching over all 12 months to keep the RCB fans engaged. So it is once again a clear-cut marketing strategy and fan engagement strategy, which has worked. That's why we have such extreme loyalty that win or lose, the chant of RCB is always there.
Give me an example of the marketing trick you have.
There's so many. I mean, you watch the activations of RCB. Longevity,
Hmm.
right? You remember Ooh la 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 le le oh?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Ooh la
You-
la 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 la. Yeah.
When was this conceived? You don't know. Well, let me tell you. 1996 World Cup of cricket. The Kingfisher West Indies cricket team. Now, back in 1996, I put the Kingfisher logo on the West Indies, not Indian, cricket team. Okay? And because why? The personalities of the West Indian cricketers. Fun, dancing, music, their entire swagger that suited the Kingfisher brand. That was when the jingle was conceived, which lives on till today in 2025.
Yeah. Wow. It was conceived before I was born. And I still remember it. So you have been king of marketing. You have done so many marketing gigs, right? Was the Formula One also a marketing stint for Kingfisher?
See, I told you earlier that I've always had racing in my blood. I've always loved racing cars. I was then involved with motorsports clubs in India. I was chairman of the Federation of Motorsports Clubs of India for many years. And the job of the Federation was basically to promote motorsports in India. Now, for anybody who's into motor racing, the absolute pinnacle of motorsport in the world is Formula One. Right? Now, what is Formula One all around? The image of Formula One, big box, glamour, seriously competitive racing divided by hundredths of a second, full of excitement, etc., etc., etc. All the attributes I have employed in different ways for my brands. And plus being a motor racing enthusiast, right? It was a dream to have a team on the F1 grid. So when the opportunity presented itself, I did it. Right? I did it. Now, I named it Force India. I could have easily named it Mallya Formula One, like Williams Formula One, for instance. Right?
Why did you keep Force One?
Because I wanted the Indian flag to be on the grid. I wanted the world to know that the team with roots in India of all countries was at the pinnacle of motorsport. And that is why I called it Force India. And I had the tricolor on the car. Of course, I also used the platform to advertise my brands.
Yeah.
Okay, including Royal Challenge whiskey, White and Mackay, which we owned at that time, Kingfisher, then the airline. So the car, the livery of the car and all the merchandise around Formula One had a lot of our brands on it for promotional purposes. But the core reason was to put an Indian Formula One team on the grid.
But you invested quite a lot of money on it, right?
Sure I did. I mean, Formula One's not cheap.
Do you think that was a bad decision?
No, in hindsight, I wouldn't do anything different.
Why not?
Why not?
Because you had to sell it, right? And I think a lot of accusations are for the same brand.
Whose accusations about what?
That you use Kingfisher money for Formula One and nobody talks about it.
Nobody talks about that.
Have you spoken about it before and still people don't?
Never. Why should I? As I told you, I don't want to waste my time correcting the barrage of narratives coming from legacy media.
But then you sold Force One.
Yes, Force One became Racing Point.
Yes.
And
You
Racing
sold it to
Point
Lawrence
now
Stroll, right?
is Aston Martin Formula One.
Yeah. Why did you sell it to Lawrence?
I had to at that time because of my worldwide freezing orders and the troubles that Sahara was going through and so on and so forth. So, at the end of the day, I would have definitely kept it, but it was not to be. So fine, you move on in life. But I had 10 years of the Indian flag on the Formula One grid.